Alright, welcome back to 1d8 plus 1 Lena Orbs. What I'm doing is I'm going through here and I am doing my vent, and from my vent type thing and that type of from my vent was, let me shut that off real quick. Okay, from my vent, that's my ability to cool the place on central air, and it does exist. Thing is though, I was noticing that there's some vector problems with the air coming into the different rooms. Now, if you see over by the door and the size of that window, there's not a vent over it or circulating air towards that type of thing, so that if anybody's sitting in the living room, they would just be dependent on that one to get air. And that's kind of far away from them. So, in that type of sense, I was sitting there thinking to myself, how can I get air to the rest of the place type thing? And there's a fair amount of windows, and they're fairly large type thing. A lot of heat convection things going on and loss type thing, that type of sense. So from there, I was looking at the, what do you call here, and then there, that's my air condition, and that's my water type thing in there. And from here, that pumps air to the vents, and then the vents are supposed to circulate the air to the rest of the place. But there's another out vent there, but they weren't a strong type thing. So, like going from the living room type thing here, and that's here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 effect type thing in the room to try to get over to that vent. So, from that vent, make sure there, that is hopefully, oh, and there's another, not a vent, but that's my fan. Okay, from that fan, along with the vents, you should fill the air on the central. That's here, and that's there, and that's my setting. Now that's pretty great. Now, in that type of sense, but that air for 12 type thing might make it, you can feel or hear that air there. That's not bad. Heat rises type thing, and so that should come down and cool and circulate around, enveloping them in air. So now I can go back to the 12 here, and that should be felt. That's not bad. It's really not bad. Kind of gets it there type thing in that sense. So from there, I was going here, and then I wanted to test the strength of these. That's got a lot of strength. There's another one, strength, and then air, a fan type thing, here. And from there, this one's got a lot of strength and cool down. There's another one. And then from there, that's just like an out vent type thing. There's another one. But there's enough temperature in between the glass and the other rooms type thing, along with the air, like the air that it gets in there type thing, it starts to get heated, I guess, and then it's thrown around again. And so now I've got the fan and the air condition. So I kept moving the fan around to some of the other rooms, and then with that, that's my Lasco. From there, that's a 20-inch Lasco type thing here. And from here, that is movable. And I took that movable, and that's the Cyclone. And we put that here and there, and it's got some digital settings here. And this is the room with like some of the stuffiest cold air. So I came in here, put the cyclone near the vent, shooting upward, and that's the vent. What it's kind of a weak dump out type thing, but it's I think with the less window angle type thing, it doesn't have the fastest heated up air in here that's dumped out and then thrown back into the rest of the apartment. So from there, we turn on the Lasco. You can barely hear it, but I think it's cooler in that type of sense. And that, with the silver, those tunnel things type thing, that vent, using a silver too, that is only, let's see here, 1 step and 2 step type thing, and 3 away from the air condition type thing. So from that, it's probably got one of the best string type thing rather than ones that are pushed a little bit further out. So in that, we're going to assist the cold air in here and then move it out. So there is, we're going to turn the cyclone, the air that's coming over right over the top of me but not reaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type thing in that type of sense. The one that's not reaching 6 deep, I'm going to take its drop out from 2 deep type thing, let it hit near the floor, along with the heat that's rising and trying to bring it back up type thing. And I'm going to let that hit, and then push it with the cyclone straight on through to the living room, and hopefully circulate it through the other rooms. And that is here. And that's a fan. That's helping the air from this vent type thing. And then as it cascades down, hits straight into that fan, and that fan hits it straight on through. And that's there. And you can still feel that here, and pretty much you can still see that here. Now from that type of thing, I can use this here, and then I can remote, or I can remote. And then I can also turn off the fan or the air conditioning based off the type of the feel that I have. And in here type thing, not sure if I'm getting goose pimples yet, but in that, eventually, usually about another 3 degrees or so, I will probably start getting a more central limit of cooler air, and I will be freezing. So in that sense, and then I'll be forced to turn it off. But I usually keep it at medium type thing here, and then that comes back through here. From there, you can kind of feel it type thing, but it's starting to push along here, and after about 2 hours or so, it's not that bad. In 100-degree heat, it might take doing it at 7 in the morning type thing, and then letting it go type thing in that type of sense, but really won't need in this space. It'll click on and off type thing, and I'll never need to set it to avoid the 75 type thing with that fan during the day. I mean, it's because of so much of that air is so much pure cold type thing. It just, I won't feel it, and that's from 100, 108, well, let's say about 103. That's 103 to 100, so that's 3 degrees. Then 100 to 75, so that's a 28-degree difference type thing. And from that type thing, then it changes my bill because I'm not setting it to 64 or 68, and then I can do my air condition type thing for the summer type thing in this space. It's usually probably about 100, 110. It could probably be about 140, 150 type thing, and mine was like 80 or so, a little less than that per month during the summer. So 3 months type thing is like 240 instead of 3 times 150 instead of 450. So 450 minus the 240 type thing and I saved $210 just by putting in the cyclone. And it's not much of an, like, it's also running on electricity, and it's not much of a kick up either. So that's what goes on. And you can see the irritate thing is billowing the bathroom curtain here type thing because it's of its force type thing, and it's in the next room when it's doing so. So definitely can feel that air. I still think it's the coolest air. I wanted to still believe that some of the other ones are the coolest air. Like that vent there, I'm not sure how strong of a vent gray funnel pipeline thing is going through that, but that's that out vent. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not. It's 3 and 3 diagonal type thing. And with the force of that air type thing, this one's probably about 3 as well. This is pretty high. And this one's, it feels pretty cool right now with that fan type thing. But that's also a window there which the sun comes through a lot for most of the day, and a window there which the sun comes through a lot for most of the day type thing. And it heats up the air on the other side of the corner type thing, which is away from the vent, probably about by 8 or 9 steps type thing. So by the time the air gets here, along with that kitchen fan, then from there, that's hot air type thing, circulating and cycloning around type thing, and going back into the rest of the apartment type thing. So then you might have to add another 5 or 6 degrees type thing to the thermostat. You have to close the blinds and things like that, but in that and live that way. But I just never thought that it had the right adjustment to air strength type thing that it needed. But now, and I put the fan in the kitchen type thing, but after a while I felt kind of cooler because it had air on me, and it was kind of loud because it was near the TV. But from that type thing, it was also still felt warmer, and it gave me the sense that there was not, that blinds were sort of closed, I think, because those were closed here. But it gave me the sense that this was really still hotter air type thing. Yeah. So now in that type of sense, and the oven's in there, and microwave, dishwasher, washer and dryer type thing, all those things are in there. So when they're on, just like the refrigerator's in here, and it's got a coil on the back type thing for its compressor type thing, and it exchanges out that water thing, and then and then that's heat in the back type thing, that type of sense. And so from there, the dryer gets warm type thing, and that's fairly big, and then that puts out heat. The dishwasher puts out heat there, and then the oven puts out heat there, or if you steam pasta or if you cook something in the oven type thing. And the microwave might get warm along with some type of light or fixtures in there. A lot of chance to get heat in the kitchen type thing along with the 2 windows. So from there, made that fairly hot type thing in that meat. And so I gave up on this room and I went with that. There's only one window in that back library room that I have there, and from that the air is pretty stagnant in there, and so the air coming out of its vent is cooler, and it's probably one of the coolest ones in here. And the sun does hit against that back window, but it's really a sharp angle hit type thing, so there's not much sunlight coming through here type thing. So the air that stays in here, which is kind of stagnant and still type thing, is still fairly at the temperature that it came out of at the vent compared to the other one type thing. So that's what goes on. And if I really need to fight it, I'll leave that at that temperature, and I'll just turn this up to high right there, like that. Alright, well, that's 1 to 8 plus 1 on Lena Awards. Thinking out your convection is saving money on your utility bill. Have a great one out there, and enjoy blocking. Deming Sage Blocking.